Hey everybody, Dan Holstein here with another Rev Up Your Business video. And while you're juggling your business and life, I'm here trying to learn how to juggle with juggling balls, just for fun. And it's been a challenge to try to learn. I can get 3 or 4 before I end up dropping them. It got me thinking about competency and what the path is to get good at something. So I want to take you through the 4 levels of competency today. So what we have is a combination of competence and consciousness. And we may be incompetent and unconscious as well. Let me explain how this all works. So let's think about something new that you've tried, maybe a musical instrument. Let's just pick guitar. And you think, hey, how hard can it be? You see guys on TV rocking out, hey, I'm gonna do that too, right? And so you're at unconscious incompetence, meaning you don't know that you suck, right? And then you pick the guitar up, you try to make some sound, and it sounds awful, and cats are crying, and people are complaining and stuff like that. And you realize you're actually incompetent, but you're conscious of it now. Now you know that you suck, okay? So you practice, maybe you take lessons, you get your guitar tuned, that always helps. And you work away, and you realize you got to this point of conscious competence, meaning you can play, but it takes a bit of effort. You have to think about it. It may not be as fluid as you would like, but you can actually do it. But you have to be thinking, you got to be really focused on it, otherwise you're not going to sound good. And then we move up to the stage of unconscious competence. And this is where you're just like really good, and you don't have to look where you're putting your hand, and you can tune, and you can play quickly, and you can play all the different complicated chords, and you're just really good. But you kind of forget how good you are. It's been so long, you've practiced so much, you got to that point, you have a high level of skill. Well, so we need to recognize that as business owners, we're going through these 4 stages all the time. And there's actually a 5th stage, which is where we go from unconscious competence down to unconscious incompetence again. And that usually happens when we try something that's related to but different to what we're really good at. So let's say we become pretty amazing at guitar, and then you try to learn banjo or ukulele, something similar, but it's strung differently and all that, different chords. You'd find that all of a sudden, hey, how hard can it be? I'm really good at guitar. And then you realize, oh, actually, I do need to practice. I'm a little incompetent here. So how does this apply to business? Let's take, for example, you've got someone on your team and you're putting them in a new role. They're actually taking over something that you used to do. Okay? So you're delegating this task to them. Well, they might step up and go, hey, how hard can it be? Unconscious, incompetent. And then when they try it, they're consciously incompetent. And guess what? You're very conscious of their incompetence too, right? Now, this is as business owners, this is where we get stuck. Because here's what happens. We go, oh man, they're not very good at this. Maybe I've made a mistake. Maybe I better just take that back and do it. Say it with me. Do it myself. Right. We're going to hang on to it ourselves because they can't do it. Well, think about when you learned it, whatever the task was. You probably started off unconsciously incompetent, had to get a little practice and realize that, hey, I'm not that good at this thing. Keep working away, got a bit of skill, become consciously competent, and put your years or months of expertise and experience and training into getting really, really good, and you became unconsciously competent. And it's easy for you. So where does this show up? This shows up for business owners all the time in sales. If you're the main salesperson in your business, you might think it's really easy to get somebody else to sell. It's not so easy for someone new to sell. Or it could be with marketing, or it could be with client care. It could be doing some of the installation work that you might do that's a little more complicated. We have to have some patience with ourselves and some patience with our team when we're delegating, because guess what? We might be in the consciously incompetent stage of delegating. We might actually be abdicating, meaning just go do it. But remember, when you're delegating and getting someone to do a new task, they're going to go through this whole cycle as well. So we do need to have some patience with them and realize that this is the point that we can't get stuck. If they're having trouble, think back, what did we do? How did we get good? What support do they need? What resources? What training? How much time? How many iterations of learning do they need? And recognize that if you can be the person, if you can work through your leadership incompetence, right? Let's face it, we all have it at first when we're delegating, and your management incompetence, and be patient and give your staff member the resources that they need, they will now have the possibility of becoming consciously competent at that task. Meaning you don't have to touch it ever again, which means you've got leverage and you've got freedom from that task, so you don't have to do it. You can do something even higher value or take the afternoon off or whatever it is that you want to do. So once again, identify in your business, where are you in terms of your team, in terms of your leadership and your management, your sales, your marketing, your customer service delivery? Are there any areas where you're in the incompetent stage that you need to make sure that you're getting some help through and not staying stuck? So Love to hear about what you're working through, what you found has been an area of conscious incompetence for yourself. And maybe we can help you out through that and get you to conscious competence, into the holy grail of unconscious competence where you're just a total guru. So that's it for this week. And because I'm only at somewhere in between conscious competence and incompetence, I'm going to keep practicing my juggling, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time.